Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and first of all, got a shout out to what I assume is probably at this point my latest subscriber, some random kid I met while playing Pokemon Go. Him and his friend helped me take down 2 of the gyms in my area. Not that I needed the help, I'm actually quite high level in the game, but it's always nice to get 2 people on there, conserve some potions. Of course, the third person they brought was on a different team. And then he was like taking the gym back over, and then we were like knocking out his Pokemon in like 3 seconds. It was actually kind of funny. We were just dicking around. Oh, and then they saw somebody and they're like, oh, I think he's a YouTuber. I'm like, what, me? Like, because my username has nothing to do with my channel. And then it was like somebody else. I'm like, oh, of course there's more YouTubers in my area. So then naturally, since they were into YouTube, I had to mention it, Well, we got to talking because they thought I was taking out the gym, and it wasn't me. I was actually trying to prevent it from happening. It looked like it was almost definitely a spoofer, or it was the 2 older dudes that were clearly lying about what team they were on. We do have a bit of a spoofing problem in this area, but it's not terrible. Somebody has a Mr. Mime, though, and that's a load of crap. So, unfortunately, didn't have time to teach them how to play Magic the Gathering. Darn. But yeah, I mean, when you're attacking gyms, nothing else matters. Speaking of that, so I was sitting outside an area trying to take over one of the most powerful gyms that just stood too long, and I was just pissed about it. And it was kind of glitched too. It wasn't really acting correctly. Like I was fighting them out of order and CP order and stuff. I don't know what the hell was going on. So I was sitting there for a while just up against the building, not wearing very nice clothes, obviously, because I don't freaking own any. All my clothes got holes in it and crap. I was probably all dirty because, I can't really say. I'm not going to tell you what industry I work in. But it wasn't exactly pristine, okay? My shorts were exceptionally dirty that day. So 2 cops just come walking up, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So they stop next to me. I don't look up because, who cares? And I'm in the middle of a gym battle. That's more important. I also don't love cops. I mean, 90% of the ones I met are super cool. The other 10% need to be fired immediately, but they never will be. I mean, they're just like, I've got so much more powerful. I'm so much better than you. Like, that's their attitude 24/7. And I just cannot stand people like that, let alone cops, because then you can't do crap about it. So they walk up and they're like, hey, are you blah, 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 or is your name whatever? And I'm like, no, my name's this. In fact, I was like,
my name is Jeff.
That meme's not dead yet. It's dead when I say it's dead. Also, my name's not Jeff. But I told them my actual name. Still didn't look up because, why? Pokemon Go is more important. I didn't do nothing. And unlike pretty much everybody else who's ever said that, I actually didn't. Oh, also, nor was I that person. So, they just stand there for a little bit, like, do we believe him? And also, is this guy homeless? And then, they just walk away. Now, here's the funny thing. Here's the fun part about Wisconsin. Immediately when they said one word to me, I was supposed to say, in response, by the way, officers, I have a gun. For the people who live in the other 49 states or anywhere outside of the US, you're probably thinking, why the hell would you legally have to say that? Because Wisconsin legislators are morons. That's why. I have a concealed carry permit, and I always have a gun on me, always. Last time I slept in a hotel for work, I still had a gun on me. I don't mean near me, I mean on me. Oh, and God help you if somehow I don't have a gun, because I'm going to do a hell of a lot more damage with my fists. I don't know how to fight somebody like pleasantly and properly. I only ever learned how to badly injure or kill somebody. But yeah, that's what the Democrat morons threw in the bill that let us have concealed carry permits. They threw that in. Oh, well, if you're having any, quote, interaction with a police officer, you have to immediately tell them, I'm a concealed carry holder and I have a gun on me right now. Because things are definitely not going to go downhill quick after that. Like that one guy that just got shot for doing literally that. I have never in any interaction with a cop, which has been a couple, told them that I had a gun on me. It's none of their damn business, and I'd prefer to just end whatever they're talking to me about. No, I haven't seen the suspect go on with your day without me having to temporarily hand over my gun, have you disarm it, hold it for 5 minutes, and then give it back to me, then walk away a minimum distance before I can rearm it. Yeah, that's a great use of everybody's time. If I know that I'm not going to pull it out and shoot at them, I don't think they need to, be aware of it. Anyway, turns out the guy they were looking at was the next little inlet alcove thing in the building over. And he was probably attacking the same gym. Like that dude, I walked past and like they're talking to him. I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like, no, it's the next homeless guy over. I never learned what it was about, what they were looking at him for, but they didn't like arrest him or anything. I guess they just wanted to talk to him about something. I don't know. But he stopped attacking the gym, and that's what's important. Or stopped reinforcing it, or I don't remember. Oh wait, he was attacking it. I was trying to put a Pokemon in because it was our gym, but it was only 8th tier. Oh, I'm so glad that system's gone. That was such garbage. So the best way to take over a gym in Pokemon Go is to have your competition interrogated by the police. By the way, update on the chicken. We haven't seen any more random orders of orange chicken out on the road or the street or the sidewalk. I'm never going to know what was behind that. It's going to be a mystery till the day I die. So yeah, no more street chicken. I could have sworn though I saw like a bag of like some kind of Italian subs or something though. I don't know if it was really full or if it was just some douchebag littering though. I don't know. I wasn't about to check. I mean, with my luck, it's probably an IED. Oh, and that does not stand for Italian extremely delicious. Another time I was walking around like kind of like a government-y building, but I could legally be in just the parking lot and the sidewalks with a pistol on me because it's not considered a, quote, controlled parking lot. Haha, take that, signs that say otherwise. So there's a security guard usually out there, a cop or whatever, and I was, walking pretty fast because I'm playing Pokemon. He's probably like, why is this guy walking up so fast? Whatever, this is kind of weird. He starts following me. He's probably like, dude, this guy's like got a gun or something. Well, I do, but I'm just here for the Pokemon, not to shoot government officials. I mean, I wouldn't really do that after all. My name is Jeff. I wonder if Channing Tatum is like mad that that's his most famous accomplishment. So anyway, somebody was following me late at night while I was playing Pokemon Go. I'm extremely sure that they were following me, and they were trying to walk awfully fast. So, of course, naturally, I do the old, I'm not really brandishing a weapon, but here it is because open carry's legal. I wasn't like, hey, let's pull it out of my holster and flip it around and do some, like, cowboy tricks, which, by the way, I can't do. Also, it's a really heavy gun. I was just like, oh, time to stretch. Oh, look, I'm wearing a short shirt and leaning right while doing some yoga poses. Yeah, he took the next right. See, for all of you who are like, oh, guns don't solve anything. They don't prevent crimes. And in mass shootings, they turn it into a shootout. Because, yeah, shooting gallery is so much better, you dumbass. You heard the one about the Uber driver who always carries a gun because he's a freaking Uber driver? Then he saw somebody who was about to start a mass shooting in some, like, village square thing. Oh, I bet the last 60 seconds sounded like crap. I forgot to switch back to line in. Anyway, somebody was about to start a mass shooting and he shot him first before he could. I think he got like a round off, but he missed, and then the Uber driver shot him. Yeah, that's about as far as a mass shooting gets when somebody nearby has a gun. Yeah, I heard there was a bit of a shooting at a softball game too, and then, oh, nope, oh, shooter's down. That's a shame. Instead of everybody run and hide and, oh no, I wish I had a gun, it's, oh look, guns, done. Assuming you don't live in some toddler-proofed piece of garbage European country and you can actually own a gun, you probably should, and you should probably carry it with you. But yeah, that's how you deter crime with a gun. Just by like, hey, I have one. Hi. You don't always need to shoot it. So that was fun and exciting. But even more menacingly, I was in this area famous for seagulls. Young Mage knows where I'm going with this one. He knows that me in the battle with the seagulls goes way back before recorded history. So there's this one area that for no reason has seagulls, not anywhere near the sea. It's not even near water, honestly. I mean, it's not like a landfill. Nobody knows why this area has seagulls. Nobody. But yeah, they get pretty bold. They're used to being around people. The pigeons too, by the way. One of them just like soars over my head, freaks me out because it's like 6 feet above me. And I'm like, what the hell? He's going to pick me up and drop me. That thing's a damn pterodactyl. This was the biggest seagull I've ever seen. I mean, this thing was like basically a pelican. So he swoops down, lands right in front of me, turns around and just like looks at me. I'm like, what? So I start walking towards him because I'm trying to rush to get a Pokemon that I was tracking that was moderately rare. I think it was like a Magnemite or something. I'm just like, bro, get out of my way. Literally, I said that to a seagull. And he's just like, no. I'm like, dude. So I keep walking. I get like 3 feet from him and he starts kind of slowly walking towards me. I'm like, what the hell? You want to go? Like, you want to fight? You want to throw down right now? Dude, I will freaking choke a gull to get to a Magnemite. You don't want to test me right now. My Magneton is only 1750 CP. I gotta get that sucker up. He has near perfect IVs. So I decided, what would scare it away? What's the natural predator of a seagull? I have no idea. What, a garbage truck? Maybe that's why there's so damn many of them. I mean, what, like a hawk or something? I don't even know. I don't think we have any falcons in the area. They're mostly in Atlanta. Haha, NFL reference. So I'm like, a bear. Would a seagull run away from a bear? I don't know, but guess what? So I put my hands up and I'm just like, roar! And yeah, he flies away. So all the other people around are like, what the hell was that? I was like, I'm scared enough of seagull. Like, I don't need to explain myself to you people. I just ignored them all. I guarantee a couple people that heard it or saw it or looked over like, what was that noise? They were just like, oh, that's that mentally handicapped homeless guy again. I mean, I'm out there a lot. When even the homeless people know me by name, I'm sure the rest of the people pretty much think I'm homeless. And you're probably thinking, yeah, but with a smartphone, walking around with a smartphone, how many homeless people got smartphones? All of them. Thanks, Obama. By the way, if you're not familiar with homeless people, they're lying, manipulative douchebags who are too lazy or just defective personalities and just terrible people to hold down a basic job where you don't even have to talk to anybody. Like, there's staffing agencies in the area. You can go work for $10 an hour at some crappy industrial repetitive garbage job, and there's your money. I mean, if you need money that bad that you're homeless, there is no excuse whatsoever. They will hire literally anyone. Half the workers are on a work release program from the prison. Well, sorry, but if you can't show up sober to a job for like a week and collect enough to buy yourself food, you ain't gonna get any charity from me. That said, I'm way too nice in real life, and I usually do give them money, which is why they all know me by name. Actually, there's this one guy with like his new friend, and they're like traveling around, asking for bus fare because he's got to get back to the place he actually lives, but he had to come up here for a court case, and I feel bad for him. I'm actually pretty sure he's not homeless. I think they literally just didn't have bus fare. Like, I think he stays with his friends down there or something. So I'm like, yeah, bros, I can help you out with that. Plus, homeless people leaving our city. But anyway, yeah, they'll lie to you about having cancer. They'll lie to you about being a veteran. They're miserable people. I really don't like them. If you live in some rich area and you don't have homeless people, you probably have some, like, ridiculous, flowery, romanticized homeless person image in your head. Yeah, erase that. They are the worst people you will ever meet in your entire life. Really, really, really high charisma stats, though, if they were D&D characters. I mean, they know. They got the 100 speechcraft over in Skyrim. They know what to say if they want to, fool somebody. They're clever. I gotta give them that. But anyway, there's two of them that everybody knows to avoid. Okay? Crazy fat lady and guy who always talks to himself. And honestly, crazy fat lady who always talks to herself. There is something severely wrong with her. As far as I can tell from a distance, because everybody knows don't get near her, she has schizophrenia. So, like, people with legit mental issues, like too much PTSD or like brain damage or some chemical thing or whatever, okay, like, I get that. Like, that sucks. Where the hell are the social services people? Like, what the hell? But yeah, there's this one guy that just walks around town just swearing, and we're pretty sure he doesn't actually have Tourette's from what I've seen. He just is a swearing enthusiast, like Gordon Ramsay and me. But he just walks around talking to himself, singing, or swearing. Oh, and asking people for money, too. So, the guy who ran the shop next to me before I moved, he actually talked to him one day. I don't know if he actually stopped into his shop. I don't know, something like that. He asked him for like $1 so he could get like a Mountain Dew, and he's like, oh, dude, I don't have any cash on me, because, the guy just has a vibe that he's not a very nice person. He needs to level up his speechcraft. I think his charisma is actually negative. So then he just goes off on him, starts swearing him, calling him every name in the book, and my friend Joe is just like, bye. By the way, holla at my boy Joe. Told you my YouTube channel would take off. So this guy's just a raging psychopath. He's honestly just downright dangerous. He's kind of fat, though, and didn't strike me as that athletic. So if he decided to just, rage out on me, I could probably take him down. See, that's the thing about carrying a gun. Don't rely on it. Like, I get it when some 100-pound woman is, like, carrying a gun, but, like, you should probably have pepper spray. Me, I'd rely on my fists. Also, occasionally I have a taser on me. But, yeah, you wouldn't want to get hit by one of my punches pretty much anywhere on your body. I used to kickbox, and I play Pokemon Go every day. Okay, that meme is dead. I apologize for that one. Last time I punched one of those, like, carnival punching things where it's 3 digits, I basically broke it. I guess it just shows an error when you're above 999. Worked just fine for my friend and his 550-pound punch. Hey, this is a great time to remind everybody I'm going to KitsuneCon in Green Bay. If you want to go there and get an autograph from me, great. If you want to go there and fight me, I wouldn't recommend it, but, to each their own. I'm not even getting a weekend pass. I'm pretty sure if they even let me in at the door because the staff members actually kind of know me, I'm probably going to do something to get kicked out in the first day. But that said, definitely travel on over to Green Bay, lovely Green Bay, Wisconsin. KitsuneCon, that's KITSUNE. I'm going to say KON? It might be CON. Why wouldn't it be CON? I don't know. Look it up. It's awesome. Get some tickets. It's dirt cheap. Travel's like nothing. Hotels are overpriced. I'm driving back. But yeah, hit me up. It's my first public appearance since meeting those 3 random kids playing Pokemon Go and saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel. But anyway, the crazy homeless lady always walks around in the same outfit every time. I'm not going to describe her because then you guys might know where I live. But yeah, she just like one time she's smiling, then she's crying, then she's talking to people, then it looks like she lost her puppy, and then she's way too happy. It's just, she's all over the place. She's either bipolar or schizophrenic. So everybody knows, stay the hell away from her. Like, unless there's a Magnemite in the area, then guess what? She better get the hell up out of my way. There is no amount of crazy that will keep me away from a Magnemite. I need to level up my Magneton to 2000 plus. Dude, and if like a Aerodactyl or like a Skarmory spawns next to her, guess what? I'm gonna run up to her and be like, oh my god, the mole people are coming, the mole people, the sky is falling, and she'll just go run down the damn street. And then it can catch me a Skarmory, which I have 5 of already, but I'm a terrible person. I am completely just kidding about that, people. It's called a joke. But anyway, this Pokemon Go stories is going so far off the rails, I might as well tell it. Back when my store was in a different location, on the even creepier side of town, this was like the old people neighborhood, and you wouldn't think, you think, okay, don't move to like the hood, okay, don't live in the ghettos, don't open up a shop in the bad part of town. No, don't open up a shop anywhere near old people. Old people are crazy, rude, incredibly stupid, and just, oh my god, I hate everything about old people. Now that is just in general. I'm sure only about 1/10 of old people are just completely crazy douchebags that are just terrible people. But out of all the people I've thrown out of my shop for various reasons, almost all of them were like 50 plus. But there is the legend, the worst customer ever. And I gotta put an asterisk on this. The worst customer since I opened a retail location, because nobody's gonna beat the other one. Nobody. Now, that said, you're going to be wondering about who the first person was when I tell you about the new worst person ever, you know, like post-retail location. So this guy comes in, this creepy dude wearing this like all stained up like sweatpants and like a Packers shirt. So I'm like, oh, Packers shirt, cool. And he looks like he doesn't know where the hell he is. He looks like he's like 70 or 80 years old or something. I don't know. So he's like, hey, you got any money? And I'm like, oh God, here we go. One of my assistants was in there too. It freaked him the hell out, but I'm used to it by that point. By the way, holla at my boy Lucas. You remember this. Pretty sure it was you who was there. It actually might have been Fireman though. I don't remember. So I'm like, nah, dude, I don't have any. And he, you know, he's thinking you're a shop. You're like, you just got done opening and closing the cash register. You clearly have money. I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to give it to you. You're just going to come back. I mean, you know, I know homeless people. It's literally that one South Park episode, but worse. So then he's like, are you sure? I need some money. I want to get, you know, something at the gas station or whatever. Get some smokes or whatever he said. Actually, I'm pretty sure he said it was like candy. He's like, I want to get a Snickers. Could I get like $2 to get a Snickers? I'm like, nah, dude, sorry, can't help you out. So he just stands there staring at me. I'm like, am I going to have to actually tell this guy to get the hell out of here? You know, I had customers. I had pickups that day. I had stuff to do. I mean, a customer's going to be polite about it and be like, what the hell was that? That was weird. But you know damn well they ain't never coming back after that. So the guy, he turns around and thinks, apparently I can't hear him, and just starts swearing, just going nuts, just like that other weird fat tall guy that walks around talking to himself and swearing. But this was like his dad or something. I don't know. Honestly, it probably was. So he's like, oh, you cheap blah, 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 so-and-so, bleep, 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 bleep. And I'm like, okay. And he's walking out real slow, and I'm just like looking at Lucas. And I'm like, dude, did that just happen? Like, I'm glad I didn't give that guy any money. And I'm thinking, I'm right on the edge. I'm like, am I going to say, oh, what did you just say? You better get the hell out of here and never come back, or I'm calling the cops. And then, you know, start some whole big thing and honestly probably have to call the cops because obviously he's mentally deranged somehow. I mean, he actually kind of didn't seem like it. He seemed a little slow, but I mean, maybe he's just a dick. Maybe he's just a really, really terrible person. So the wiser part of me was like, no, he's heading for the door very, very, very slowly with his walker or whatever. Let him go. But and then he stops for a second. I'm like, oh, don't you dare. It looks like he's going to look back for a second or like start giving me more crap. And then he just keeps going. I'm like, good. Cause I don't want to start crap with a crazy old dude. Like, who knows? I mean, some perfectly fit person decides to take the criminal path in their career, jumps out and tries to rob me or something. I'm just going to knock him the hell out, tase him, pepper spray him, or shoot him. That's easy. They made their choice. They're threatening my life. Guess what? Consequences. There's either 1,000 pounds of consequences coming straight at your liver, or there's bullets flying your way. But crazy old dude who may or may not be mentally unstable, who's being a complete weirdo and obviously isn't in fighting shape, we'll say. He had a walker after all. How the hell do you deal with that? In fact, I actually heard that guy got arrested later for going into like a thrift shop in the area, you know, trying to get a deal on some clothes, which I've never seen him in different clothes. So Good for him, clothes shopping. But apparently he just started throwing a fit, tearing stuff off the shelves, off the walls, tipping stuff over, all that, and they had to call the cops and arrest him for disorderly. He did a lot of damage, and obviously he doesn't have a whole lot of money, so they never recovered the money for all the stuff he broke. I mean, how the hell do you deal with this? Why are people like that out there? Don't they have family members or friends or somebody else? So you just gotta wait for them to commit a crime and then get arrested. I wish it was legal to just arrest people for being either one, terrible people, or two, completely crazy. I mean, I guess somebody could call in like a welfare check and be like, hey, there's this crazy guy walking around, or God, I'm going to call it in next time I see that lady, for real. I'm calling 911 and be like, there's this crazy lady running around talking to herself and crying for no reason. And she's like legit scaring the crap out of like people with kids and stuff, like trying to get in their cars and stuff. You can't have stuff. I mean, that's dangerous. Like, that's really dangerous. She's like 6'4". I mean, with how fat she is, I'd have trouble taking her out. Did I mention I live in just such a nice area? Hey, at least it ain't Marshfield, Wisconsin. Good Lord, meth capital of America. Dude, I don't know if there's something in the water, but every one of those people must just eat a big bowl of lead and mercury for breakfast. They either got the meth on the brain or some kind of bad genes in that family tree. Oh my God. Do not go to Marshfield, Wisconsin. I've been there about 6 times on work. I'd rather go to Madison. Madison is a liberal college town full of alcoholics. But you know what they say? Meth. Not even once. Actually, Milwaukee's a pretty nice place. Green Bay's a pretty nice place. Wausau is really nice. Sun Prairie's all right-ish. I've been like literally everywhere in Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Indiana, Illinois for my other job. So yeah. But the boss knows every time he's like, oh, we're working in Marshfield again. I'm like, oh God, can you send somebody else? I don't think a 9mm can take down somebody on meth. I really don't. It's really just a practical thing. So I would hate to play Pokemon Go in Marsh frickin' Field. Apologies to anybody who lives there, not because I've offended you, but because you live there. So you guys recall on my other channel, Desolator Gaming, very, very active on that channel, by the way. I made a rather popular video about, a bit of a parody about playing Pokemon Go, but like legit, I have half that crap on me as far as weapons. It's actually kind of funny because almost no kids in the area play Pokemon Go, or at least in my specific side of town. I mean, I actually did see some kids. They rode their bikes in the no biking zone and then reached out their hand like they were going to try to grab my smartphone and steal it and ride away. And I threatened to kill them on the way past. So I did see those kids. I don't know if they were just, pranking me, they're just playing games, probably. But they kind of look like the types that would legitimately steal a phone. But they tried that again. They're getting clotheslined off their bikes, so yeah. But other than them, not a whole lot of kids in the area, so yeah. But they actually had a parent or guardian or whatever off in the distance. They were the one who drove them there, so I guess they were watching out. So another time, somebody thought it was just hilarious to multi-log on their phone and just absolutely stuff a gym that me and my team were trying to take down. I had gotten there first, they were catching up, and he goes past me and yells, oh, have fun fighting my Dragonite, ha ha ha, and it was clear he was just sitting there logging in on all of his friends' accounts on one phone, which I can't wait until they ban people for doing that. It's not that hard to figure it out. I mean, it really isn't. Just do some kind of unique device identifier or unique app installation ID, which I think is even a part of like the whole APK file structure. So anyway, it's a stupid like 16-year-old or whatever, this big fat kid. I'm like, oh, great. So naturally, instead of like, yeah, ha ha ha, flip him off and have a nice day, it was like, nah, I'm not in a very good mood today. So I get up from the bench. He's like, oh crap, what did I start? And walk over. I'm like, bro, I don't give a crap. I got like a level 2400 golem. He's going to take him out in one shot. I don't care. Then I'm like, dude, hey, what's your actual username? Because I don't want your friends to all get banned, but what's your username? Because I want just you to get banned for multi-logging. He's like, oh, that's not against the rules, blah, 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 blah. So we're going on about it for like 30 seconds. Then that's all the time it took for the rest of our crew to show up, which is like 5 more people in that instance. And they're just like, what's going on? Is this guy like cheating or something? Hacking? Is he, what's he doing? I was like, no, he's multi-logging stuff in the damn gym. And they're like, oh, that's a load of crap. No, he's got like 6 people in a circle around him just like screaming at him like, what the hell was wrong with you? So I guess he regretted that decision. I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future my entire city just erupts into like a giant gang war with actual guns. Yeah, over Pokemon Go, not in general, not like drugs, not crime, not gang related, nothing. No, Pokemon Go. I mean, there have already been some incidents from what I've heard. Now, here's another funny one. So I was just sitting there taking over a gym. This one guy comes out and, He's like, hey, why are you, out here on your phone instead of inside drinking? I'm like, cause I don't drink. Like, I give legit answers. I'm like, why are you even talking to me? But I wasn't going to say that. I'm usually more polite. He's like, oh man, no, you gotta have a drink with me. I'm like, he's gonna try and pickpocket me, or this is a scam, or they're gonna go around the alley and his friends are there. I'm not dumb, okay? Clearly, as of recently, when Pokemon Go came out, I'm from the streets, yo. But it turns out, no, he just, like the police, thought I was homeless. A lot of people, like, as soon as you sit down and you're not wearing, like, designer khakis, you're automatically homeless. Like, what the hell? So he's like, oh, man, I thought you were homeless. Like, I feel for the homeless people. I was homeless for a month one time, and then, I got a job, got back on my feet. So now, if I see a homeless dude, I'm like, dude, I'll buy you a drink, just hang out at the bar. I'm like, dude, that's cool of you. That's cool, though. Very same bar, giant fight that night. No joke, that night there was some huge brawl that had to have the police called. And I missed it. You guys are probably like, oh, wow, you dodged that one. Hell no, dude, I want to be in a bar fight. I've never been in a legit bar fight. I mean, I've started crap with people, but it never evolved into actual, like, chair throwing crazy. They always just back off because they probably got priors, honestly. That's the thing, I don't, and I don't drink, so guess who the police are going to believe? Oh, he ate his 12th chicken wing and then just went crazy, officer. He went crazy. I think there was something in the buffalo sauce. He ate that last wing and then he snapped. He started just swinging around bar stools. He was yelling something about Magnemites. For all though, I really hate drunk people. Except one dude, because the next night I decided to go out in my Packers jersey because nobody disrespects that. I mean, no homeless person is like high society enough to own a Packers jersey that I totally bought at the discount store for like $19. And it's a pretty famous player, so I'm walking past this big, fat, like 6'6", gigantic, like linebacker looking dude. He's like, hey, then he yells out the name of the dude on my jersey, and immediately I'm like, oh, I get it. So I'm like, yeah, bro, what's up? Yeah, he's such a great player. And he's like, oh my God. And then we're just like, well, where do we go from here? I'm just like, well, I gotta go catch Pokemon. Bye-bye. He's like, oh yeah, Pokemon, yeah. That is an antisocial guy conversation if I've ever heard one. It's like, yeah, Packers, I'm drunk. Woo. Okay, bye. We're done. What do you want us to do? Hug? Screw this. So anyway, that's most of the interesting stories from playing Pokemon Go. I'm sure I've got some even weirder ones that I just can't remember right now because I'm tired as hell. Oh, there was the little kid that was like crossing over from a park to like a high school at like 9 o'clock at night. And then like one of the staff members stops him in the parking lot and he's like, oh yeah, I go here. And I'm like, dude, you look about 10. What the hell? That was pretty funny. I overheard that one. Like, I'm like, I ain't gonna vouch for him. It's not actually illegal to be on the school grounds after close. I don't know why they were pretending like it was. He's just passing through. Hell, I just cut through the damn place too. But if they would ask me if I'm a student, hell, I could pull it off. You guys know I look about 16 and I'm not. So, I don't know. I assume I'll have more stories in the future. I assume at some point somebody's getting shot. And special shout out, probably number 7 at this point in this video, to the tambourine player from this Family Force 5 video. That is just the greatest tambourine playing I've ever seen. I didn't even know somebody could get that into playing the tambourine. Like, that's wild right there. So if you have any great tambourine, I mean, Pokemon Go stories. Okay, you know what? If you have any great Pokemon Go or tambourine related stories, leave them down in the comment section below. By the way, at the end of this video, they actually smash up Craig Ferguson's entire set. It's like the greatest thing ever. Link possibly in the description after 15 people remind me to do so in the comment section. Thanks for watching. My name's Jeff, and I'll see you guys next video.